down to the corridor.
That's not till June.
Oh,
Oh,
June.
okay.
Okay, all right.
Oh, but are you talking about the world today under you know who?
Yeah, we were talking about different things.
Oh boy, because I've been really just depressed today about that and hoping we would, you always cheer me up.
You didn't go out and buy a Tesla today?
Yeah.
No, I wondered if there were protests at our Tesla because I went over there to, to look when I was deciding about what kind of car to get.
Are we talking about Adolf or what's his name?
Yeah.
About the same. I mean, read the fries that
Yeah.
follow the Third Reich.
Hey,
I'm
Rick.
sorry. I'm real sorry he's doesn't like us calling them swastikars.
Yeah, really. How
Oh,
sensitive a billionaire is.
Well, we
yeah.
told you that the Mardi Gras parade, well, Orpheus parade, which was the Monday before Mardi Gras, they had the Tesla trucks in it, which why Sonny put them in there, I have no idea. But people were throwing shit at it. They were
Good,
bees,
good.
trying to break the windows. Like they had to take them out of the line of the parade. They were getting killed.
That's
There's
good. I'm
there's
kind of,
some kind of a cartoon out that has one of those trucks with a bunch of raccoons on it, and they're talking to each other. They say, "You're right. I thought this was a dumpster too."
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's just,
yeah.
it's hard to know what to do, whether to just stay in your own little world and continue and be with your friends and your family and carry on, or I feel like I need to be out in the streets.
Now, I feel like if they do one of those marches or where they just decide to get like 1 trillion people in Washington, I'm going. Just
Me too, for sure.
I could. My brother,
area
his
I
wife.
live in, like it's a deep red. There's a few little blue dots here in Mandeville.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
My
Yeah,
brother and his wife live in Hawaii. Of course, that's blue state. I mean, yeah, blue state. They've been in protest there in favor of Ukraine, and she's Canadian, so I'm just waiting for that one to start too.
yeah,
I told him wish I could be there with them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
anyway, but no, it's a lot more stress. I get stressed every time I read the paper or look at and it's just so many lies coming out of that guy's mouth and Musk. You just
Oh God,
I said all I can do is
why can't something happen to those two, man? I mean, I hate to
pray
say,
every morning, but it's the first time I prayed for people's heads to explode. You know, just
I like James Carville's ideas about let's just leave it blow up. Let's
Well,
not.
that's what I think is the issue, whether he's right or whether he's totally wrong.
he's totally wrong. You
oh
mean,
yeah,
oh, you mean Carville, or you mean?
Yeah, that we should all be out on the streets.
Well, no, no.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't,
But the
um,
problem is, if we're out on the streets, Fox and those agents, those news people, they're not going to tell anybody about it. So all the people that are Trump supporters aren't going to even know it's happening.
Yeah, but they're going to feel it in their pocketbook and in their,
Fox and One America Network and all the other shit things.
yeah. Yeah.
well, but this is a little disheartening because my daughter's a newscast director at a television station. And their new CEO is Lean and Mean, he calls himself, and they're doing away with even people writing their own news stories. It's being handled by AI, and they're starting to get rid of people. So down the road, you can have AI deciding what's the news and writing the scripts. I think that's why you see people like Scott Pelley and Nora O'Donnell all resigning. It's like,
Yeah.
you mean I don't get to write my own the real news? I have to read something that AI decided is going to be the news. I tell you, it's spooky. And then you got Musk, who's trying to corner the market on the AI computers,
Yeah.
and plus get everybody's private information. I worked for Social Security for 25 years. I couldn't tell a husband about his wife's Social Security without her permission.
They want these little 25-year-old
They have these
that's working for
schmucks come
most to
in
get this
that
information.
don't have any credentials whatsoever, have access to all that stuff.
Hmm.
I could have gone to jail for telling somebody's Social Security information to somebody that I didn't have permission to do.
Wow.
But now it's just like,
You're allowed to go to jail if you don't give out that information to Button Musk.
yeah. Well, so far, so the lady who's I can't remember her name, who's administering Social Security, has refused to let them access it, but they're
Good.
fighting it in court. But it's under the law that it's illegal for the government to divulge the information to anybody without permission.
It
So
doesn't seem to make any difference. But Trump's already talking about his third term coming up.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. When
All we
he
can hope is,
Vance, they asked him if he thought Vance was going to be a good president
oh God,
when his term was up. And he said, "Oh yeah, I think he'll be capable, but I'll be the president." He promised that I'll be the president.
Yeah. I hope they don't make it past the midterms. I mean, till the 2 year. And I hope they overtake the House and the Senate again.
yeah,
And
he did.
all they're going to be doing is calling all these assholes, pardon my French, in to account for what they've been doing and put
Did you
them.
read the latest thing on that? What's that? FBI director Cash Patel or something like
Oh
that?
yeah,
He's going after criminal charges against the people at Habitat for Humanity and some of these other nonprofits because they got EPA grants to do some of their work, which is defrauding the government. So now they've stopped funding, and now he's looking at criminal charges on Habitat people and all that. You know,
What would Habitat do that is illegal?
they
got grants from the EPA, probably for like say if
They're building houses for
they're
people.
building houses, and they may have to treat the land or clear land or something like. I don't know. It's just
No, and I love that with Musk, that Mark Kelly, the senator, he
oh
went to
that
visit
traitor
and Musk is calling him a traitor for going to Ukraine.
because he supports Ukraine. Yeah.
And here they interviewed soldiers, American soldiers that actually volunteered to go fight for the Ukraine. They're fighting right now, and they interviewed them about what Trump and all was doing. The guy says, "Look, I voted for that guy twice." He says, "This is ridiculous." He says they're the fact that we're giving money to an enemy,
Yeah.
or trying to help an enemy defeat
Exactly.
a free country.
Kelly's a former Navy captain, an astronaut, a hero, a senator now, and
Yeah.
he's a traitor for wanting us to continue to support Ukraine. Well,
Yeah.
I support him.
And you get a schmuck, little pasty faced wimp like Musk calling somebody like a traitor. They should be riding an elevator down in some room with none of his guards around. And let him call Kelly a traitor to his face.
Yeah,
But
but
he couldn't do
Ukraine,
that.
Ukraine is just right. If we let Ukraine get defeated, Russia's just going to start going into Europe.
I can see read the rise and fall of the Third Reich. What's next? Poland or Hungary, probably. And then
Yeah.
keep on going. Happened with Hitler.
With an assist vote, Trump has just happened chomping at the bits to get Greenland. He figures, well, let y'all take Ukraine, and you let us take Greenland or something.
And the Panama Canal, too.
Panama Canal, Greenland. He's
Don't
not,
forget Canada,
not
51st
talking
state.
about that stuff. And another thing, well, now that they took over the Department of Education or scrapped it, I think these students who thought they might have some grace with their loans are going to probably get sold to loan sharks.
The new Secretary of Education, she was questioned about what she thought about the IDEA Act. I'm not sure exactly, but like basically the Intellectual Disabilities Education Act, something like that.
Right.
She never heard of it before.
Yeah, why am I not?
Now, I have a grandchild that's a special needs student. She has this real genetic syndrome. She'll never be able to read or write, or she just be a 6-year-old whole life basically. And I'm, her funding would be,
Yeah.
these.
My granddaughter has a rare disease condition, genetic, that NIH has done studies with her. She's flown up there several times. All that funding's gone too.
Yeah.
So it's and this is important work they're doing, and just to give a tax break to these incredibly people who have extra money to go fly into outer space.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And the Social Security now is going after if there's overpayments. You heard about that, huh? The overpayment, they're going now for 100% of your Social Security check to reimburse each month until it's all paid, instead of just 10%.
Yeah, they used to spread it out over 36 months is what
Now
I was working there.
Not anymore, because the new director said we've got to do that to shore up Social Security. Well,
You could tax the billionaires. That might help.
Just a bit. They could tax
Saying.
Musk, and that would shore up. Just that would shore up Social Security.
So we're way off the subject, but I've always thought what they should do to shore up the Social Security is every job that goes to AI or automated or goes overseas, they should take 15.3% of that, which is the combined amounts that they pay into Social Security, and the employer has to pay that into the Social Security Trust Fund.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Whatever the value of that salary was that they did, they're still going to pay the FICA tax and their share and the other employee share into the Social Security Trust Fund. And that way you're shoring up the trust fund, and it doesn't have an obligation for benefits because it's for jobs that aren't there anyway.
Great
So
idea.
shore up the trust fund, and it would also maybe discourage these jerks from cutting people's jobs in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just always
Is
thought
it-
like Emily would work for some as a CPA. She'd work for these people that ran big corporations, and they'd stop paying their taxes at like February because they make so much money.
But
That's
it doesn't
crazy.
stop. What's the cutoff on 176,000?
160 or 170,000 is the cutoff. I
Something.
think
They don't
somewhere
pay
in there.
taxes over that. What the hell? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
They
pay
should
Social
pay- I don't care if you make
Just increase it $50,000 or so, and then that'll take care of the trust fund.
Yeah. That's why the rich people don't want Social Security, especially the employers, because they're obliged to pay the matching fund into the Social Security trust fund so that for these people to have benefits. And they don't like doing that. That's what their problem is with it. But I work for Social Security, and all these people that say, well, if I had that money and I could put it in an account, I'd have this much money. I said, well, how much money did you put away? Nothing. Like a huge amount of people, when they hit retirement, that's all they got.
Yeah.
You know, because they were forced to do it. You know, they had to do it. Their employer had to match it. You know, so it's going to be scary. You know. Yeah.
Hope we can survive 4 years. I don't know if we can or not.
But anyway.
Well, the other thing we haven't wonderfully talked about that's, I would say, not encouraging is the part of the problem with the immigration, deportation, and all. They just did a big story out here on eastern Colorado and Nebraska, how two things happened, or many things happened, but two of them was one is that the people who farm the fields are scared to go to work.
Right.
And they have this farmer on going, I'm screwed. He said, we got nobody showing up to plant. I've got all these seeds. I have all this equipment. I have all this stuff. And he said, he said, I voted for Trump. I fucked up, pardon my language, but he said, that's what I did. And he said, so it's going to affect my money, but it's also, you guys aren't going to have any food.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, just to be honest with you, I will not, I can't grow anything. I need my 25 or 30 people, whatever, I forget the number. He said, I can do a little bit, enough to feed my family. He said, but I can't grow anything. And then just yesterday, the government had this program they put in during the pandemic to give for local farmers to grow. And then they gave the money to the schools, local produce to schools, and also for old people.
Mhm.
And and so they put all this money in, and, you know, farmers borrow money to buy the seeds and everything else, the inputs, and then they get money, either they sell it or they get a grant. And they just yesterday, with no warning, they cut out, pardon me, in multiple states, that program, millions of dollars. So it's the farmers that get hurt. I don't believe that the billionaires like Trump and Musk and others they have no inkling of what it's like. They've never been on a farm. They don't know how those things operate. And so therefore it's like, well, that's just money. Take that out, take this, save some money here,
Yeah.
you know? And so the kids don't get fresh food. Seniors don't get the fresh food. Farmers get screwed, and they save a few $1 million.
But that thing cutting the AID, the SAID thing, Louisiana farmers
Right.
were getting millions of dollars for their corn crops that was
Right.
being sent over there. And no, rice. I'm sorry, Louisiana was rice, and they're not going to get that money for their rice because and they don't have any market for it here. I mean, this is like millions of tons of rice that's been going to feed people, you know, and now and also the disaster assistance. Like if a big storm came in on the Gulf Coast, you know, Trump ain't got enough paper towels to throw down here, you know.
Well, and
All that kind of supports Tom's, you know, the James Carville thing. Well, look what's happening. All we have to do is sit around and wait for a total disaster. But these are human lives.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that we should help it, but the problem is if it doesn't work, then I don't know. It's
well,
tough.
the problem is you can't. Trump and these guys they're narcissists,
Yeah.
and you
Amen.
cannot change a narcissist's mind is an unchangeable thing. It's like gravity. You can't change gravity, and so therefore and I'm not. I sort of disagree with Carville, and I sort of agree with him. Is the pain will change from the pain, and the voters that I know who voted for Trump, and I caucused for Bernie. I was on town hall with my local representative, who was Brittany Pedersen, who flew to vote at the with her baby. She had she wanted to vote from home. The Republicans wouldn't let her, so she took her kid and flew to Washington D.C. to vote the other night. So their mind can't be changed. So it's going to have to get bad, and I hope it doesn't get real bad, because I need Social Security. I need all the support from the government that I paid into for 50 years, since 1968. But I've talked to a number of people who were staunch Trump supporters, and I have resisted so far, saying "I told you so." It wasn't easy, but they said, "Oh my God."
How do they talk now? What do they say?
Well, they're saying we were wrong. We
They
were
are
wrong.
saying that?
Oh yeah, all the ones I know are going, "Oh my God," and only because it's affecting them or someone they know. They have friends who are farmers. They have friends who benefited from programs, and even so, it's been less than 2 months now, and they're already feeling the effect. And so that's how people will change. Going to the streets is a good thing, but if you go to the streets, you better register 1 million people to vote, and you better vote every person out who's not supporting programs that help us get better as a country. You better vote for them, or else this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's no compassion, there's no
agree,
empathy.
But my wife's brother, my brother-in-law, is a Trump supporter, and he just doesn't know anything about the bad stuff that happens. Because he doesn't. He just watches Fox, and he just thinks everything is good. And he was a high school principal. He's not a stupid guy. Hey, Gim.
Well,
They believe what they want to believe.
So far, we haven't hit any mustache stuff yet. So
That's what the mustache thing.
Well, it's the topic of the day. I mean, the orange guy has been very active in the last couple of weeks.
Actually, if you ever see my post, and I call him SOPOS, SOPOS, it just stands for steamy orange pile of. So that's what the initial SOPOS means.
Yep. That about sums it up.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna throw, just for fun, I'm gonna throw up one picture Barry sent in. And say, not that we can't come back to this, but you want to tell us about this one, Barry?
That's a picture of the New Orleans Red Garter. I think I put a date on there. I can't remember. 68.
There's Dave Marty in the middle.
I think you said 1965 on my little.
65 is Dave Marty in the middle.
Yeah.
Looks like they had 3 banjos and a piano, which is kind of a weird instrumentation.
Yeah.
And
where was that located, Barry?
Yeah, where was that located?
that's where Crazy Shirley's was. Crazy Corner now. It's Bourbon and St. Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I played there.
You played everywhere.
So how old were you when you played there, Barry?
I don't know,
You must
19,
have been what, 12?
18 and 19.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the interesting thing about that, Jim, did you know Dave?
Oh, very well. Sure.
Well, let me tell you a story about it. So we're playing this banjo rally in Tucson, Arizona, at this golfing resort.
Oh, yeah.
He was there. A lot of other banjo players, and we were there. Me and Mike Gentry and Danny.
Yeah.
And we're sitting by the pool, and he comes up to the table. He said, I was smoking a cigar for a change. And he said, you got an extra cigar? I said, sure. He said, you mind if I join y'all? And he sat down, He was a very nice guy and a fine player.
Oh yeah.
And he was a Red Garter guy through and through. And he proceeded to tell us he started bad mouthing Joel. All right, really bad. And because he tried to, he was going to play with the mustache, and he had an argument with Joel, and Joel 86'd him from the mustache. So he was a Red Garter guy his whole time. But boy, he was saying some bad stuff. And me and Mike and Danny, at least there was three of us against one. You know, three of us against one, and he didn't know that I'd played both, Red
Yeah.
Garter and mustache. You know,
Well, if you
but he
count,
just knew me as a mustache guy.
sure.
You know.
Well, I played the Red Garter too because the mustache started as a Red Garter, so
That's right.
I can I can count that in my credits.
I played the Red Garter after the split
Yeah.
in New Orleans, and I also played 6 summers in Wildwood, New Jersey, Red Garter. So I was a both guy. It didn't matter to me, you know.
Check
As long as I
now.
got a paycheck at the end of the week.
As long as that check clears, everything's all right. You know.
Boy, he had a vendetta against Joel. He didn't like Joel at all.
Well, he was that's understandable because if he's from San Francisco, and so he and Dupin and Harry Higgins and that whole and Lee Castle and all that crowd out there were all in bed together, and that makes sense because they all work together all the time.
They said that the guy Harry Higgins, he's the guy that came up with the format that we use at the Mustache.
Exactly right.
Two seasons in E flat, you know, 2 seasons in E flat, changing tempos,
Yeah,
changing keys, all that. Nobody did that except for Red Garter and your father's mustache.
yeah.
You know, and they say he's the guy that came up with it, Higgins, not Dave Marty, but Dave Marty's a fine player.
Oh, he's a wonderful player. Yeah,
And a nice guy, except when he was talking about Joel.
yeah, he's a very precise player. I mean, he can make those leaps and those long reaches that I can't do. My hands are too small. But he's a great player.
I have a couple of his albums. I bought them while I was there playing this rally in Arizona. You know,
you would see him once in a while because he was playing the New York World's Fair at a Red Garter Pavilion and or in doing the Red Garter thing. I don't know where they were, but they played the World's Fair in '64 and '5 out here in New York. So he was here, and he and Ronnie Beisel were good friends, and I would see him. He would kind of sneak into the mustache once in a while.
but he came up to me and said, "You're a mustache guy, huh?" I said,
"Yeah."
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking around for a few pictures that had Mike Johnson in it. I thought he was going to get back on tonight, but last week he was a little bit, not sure how he was going to be feeling. For anybody,
I have an update on Mike.
Yeah. For
I have a Mike update
on last week, Kent, but Mike said he had just gone into hospice. And so he's.
Yeah, I've talked to him this week.
Okay.
He's. I was going to go see him on Monday, and he had a home nurse visit, and I was going to see him yesterday, and he texted me. He said, "I can't do it. I'm too." He has about 10 minutes worth of voice talk. And he said, I talked to him, I talked to him Tuesday night. I talked to him again yesterday. I haven't talked to him today, but he loses energy. He helped to join us today. He said, I don't know, maybe for 10 minutes. He loses his whole breath very rapidly. So yeah, he's at his sister's house. He's on a home hospice. So
yeah, because he was
we'll
great.
see.
Kent and I, when we stayed with him for about 2 weeks or so out in Denver.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Yeah, he's an awesome guy,
Nice
awesome guy.
Nice guy.
Hey,
and musically, I think he's the best of all the washboard players. Musically.
No, that's great.
oh, that's good to hear. I never
Musically.
I don't know how to judge a washboard player, but that's good to hear, Barry.
Well, musically speaking, as far as playing rhythms and all, I think he was the best musically. Now, the personalities, Babcock and Tara and all them were, they stood out.
Yeah.
Musically, I don't know, Gim, you got any opinion on that?
No, completely agree with your comment there. His time was good, and but in terms of showmanship, you got to hand it to Joe and to Pete for sure.
Well, you got several washboard players in this picture. You got Pete and Mike and Lil Ira, and I can't remember the lady's name behind there though. Y'all used to say her name. She said it was the human battery or something like that.
Joan Dixon.
Ever Ready Battery, but y'all. But anyway, but yeah, she passed away a while back. Remember y'all talked about her.
Mm.
Okay, yeah.
Now in New Orleans, we had a real good washboard player that
Well-
kind of just quit playing washboard. He became Vince Vance.
Oh yeah.
His name was Jim Viator.
Now he ended up being a
became
professor,
Vince Vance.
law professor, didn't he?
Roger, what was his?
At
What,
Loyola. At Loyola, yeah.
Yeah.
what did he go by? What name he went by when he was at the mustache? I can't remember.
Wilbur Kite.
Wilbur Kite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was very good. He was a good showman, good rhythm,
Just one more picture of Mike while we got it up here. So it's, yeah, in case he gets to look at it later.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about your big guy? Hope all's going well.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, I sent you about 3 or 4 pictures right before it came on. I finally found part of what I took in New York. If you want to, I don't know if you can
Okay.
check your email.
Yeah, let me
But-
go get him.
Yeah,
Okay.
several pictures of the rehearsal and the lobby of the hotel, etc. That I just got, and I got a whole bunch more, but I haven't found them yet.
Okay.
I put them right where I know where they were, but you know how that goes.
I'll put a couple pictures up while Tom's digging here. This is an old Cape Cod picture. I'm sorry, I didn't hit share yet. Let's see. Get over there.
Okay.
Where we go?
Oh yeah.
That was in 65.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, who all was in that band? Do you know?
Oh, Ronnie Bill was George Bird, and
Grove
Okay.
Thomas on washboard.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't tell who the tuba player is.
Probably Dave Glass, but I can't tell him from here.
And the trombone player,
Probably Craig Grant, but I don't know. Can't see him.
Yeah, he's behind the banjo. Did he
maybe.
play the washboard with washboard was laying on his lap or something?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's Grove. Yeah,
He played with spoons or knives. I can't
not knives. Yeah,
Knives.
yeah.
65. Goodness, I was just starting high school.
That's
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Yeah, I'm one of the young. I'm one of the young old farts. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Of course, here's another vintage New Orleans shot. Before, I'm gonna see if I can get that up here. I'm sure. I was wondering if they dress like this while the customers are in. Let's say.
absolutely.
Oh Lord.
The guy all the way on the right looks like Les Davies, but
Yes, Les.
Yeah, that sure does. Yeah.
Les Bennett.
Les Bennett. Okay.
That's David Ryle in the middle, and that's a guy named Dibbs on the far left. They were there when Fred and I came down from Cape Cod in '65, and these people were still working there.
So Les
Arg.
was there before you got there.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. You told me that they used to actually sell the Rebel hats and the paraphernalia. That was interesting.
Well,
Who
it's
chose?
in
chose-
time.
How did that work?
I sent some pictures in today too. I don't know if any of you guys got them, but
Yeah,
Yeah, in a minute, Roger.
there was once a time where you could sell that Confederate stuff. It wouldn't work today.
Well, the band did play Dixie at the 50th reunion, So I know that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they get away with it now, but maybe they would. Of course, things are kind of going back around, huh?
But if you're in Alabama, you might play it.
Here's one of Kent's pictures.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a picture we've never seen.
Yeah.
Was
Seems
that
like somebody said we were not supposed to take pictures at the rehearsal, but I snuck my camera in anyway. Of course, this is before cameras were near as good as they are now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Huh.
It was Mike and Joan and
Yeah.
who was the other other washboard players?
Dalton, that Dalton Diamond on the far right.
I don't know.
I think it's too tall for Dalton.
Okay, well, Kent sent some other ones too, so
Yeah.
let me get those up. I'm away from DC, so it's hard to get them up.
I'll just pop up something while you're working if you want. Just,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember seeing this picture before.
Oh, the Zoot suit.
It says
Yep.
Joel with K. Wade.
That's it. She's recently passed, as I remember. She was a stunt woman,
Oh,
a stunt woman in the movies. Yeah, she'd tell great stories about being a stand-in for famous actresses. Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
It's a great suit Joel's got on there.
Yeah.
that is I like that suit.
Pretty
I don't
cool.
wear many suits, but I'd wear that one.
Yeah, they call them zoot suits. I remember the.
Right, a zoot suit,
Yeah.
right.
Bright
Zoot suit.
yellow- Had a bright yellow one too.
Oh no.
You don't have to worry about feeling confined in those clothes.
No.
You can probably walk into a grocery store and walk out with $50 worth of groceries. Okay, Tom. Oh, it's Ira time.
That's right, 236.
That's right.
All right, can you see that one?
No, I just see
No.
the header.
Oh,
Can you scroll down on it?
All right, let me get rid of that. Shoot.
Hey, Ira.
Hey, Ira.
hey, everybody.
Good afternoon, Aaron.
Hello.
So, how was Mardi Gras?
It was a little slow because of weather.
None of you probably went.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah. Barry.
Barry LeBeau.
It's like Fred standing in the front, huh?
That's Dave Weibel on the right.
Yep.
Gentry.
Yeah.
Pete.
Huh.
On the washboard, that's the doctor. What's his name again, Roger? You just mentioned his name.
Dalton Diamond?
Dalton
there's
Diamond,
Dalton
yeah.
Diamond.
Yeah,
That was part of the New Orleans band.
that's a New Orleans man here.
Huh.
Old Fred.
Oh, Fred, yeah.
The first one, cut the picture.
We had a lot of New Orleans folks at the 50th.
Yep.
Were. That was a great time.
All right, if you got anything, Billy, I'll get another
This
one.
picture's going to play. It's very small, but let me see if you're going to be able to see it. This is an old one Mike Johnson sent me. Can you make it out? Is it
Yeah.
too small?
No.
Yeah.
Hmm.
like in the upper left corner.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who the other players are.
Uh,
All the way to the lower right is past Petrocelli.
Is it really? Boy, I wouldn't recognize him. I
Well,
only know him from the 50th.
huh.
He's one of those guys like Mike that played banjo and tuba.
Yeah.
You don't see that combination too often.
it's a
Especially
unique skill set.
Yeah. Especially simultaneously.
Mike Gentry started as a tuba player, right?
That's
He
right.
did. He did.
Wow.
You have a little interview with him where he talks about it.
Peter Levin.
Does he still play the tuba? Can he still play the tuba?
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Peter Levin, who played tuba in the New York band, went on to play piano with the Gil Evans Orchestra and with Miles Davis. He learned the banjo, but I once asked him what when he was at Juilliard, he was a French horn player. So he could do everything. In total command of all of that. Just frighteningly talented, really.
Yeah.
There was a guy at Fritzl's that I worked with just a couple of years ago, and he was a fine trumpet player. That was his main instrument. And he could lead any band on Bourbon Street. Fine. He was a great tuba player, a great upright bass player, and a great banjo player. So he could play all the instruments in the band
Wow.
and play them well. Not as he was a substitute, but play them well. So being
Yeah.
band leader there was easy because he could fit any spot.
Huh.
Okay, here's Snake and Mike and Joan.
And who's the all the way on the left, the banjo player?
I think that's Paul French, I think. But he's got a tenor in his hand. Paul plays plectrum, not tenor, so maybe it isn't.
Hey, Tom, did you get the pictures I sent today?
Yeah, as soon as I get through these, I'll download those.
Okay.
Got one real quick. This is another Mike
Yeah,
Johnson.
Billy, you do some for a while. Let me go get the.
Oh, yeah.
That's Mike, yeah.
That was a classic. I like that.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Evidently, it's fairly recent because he's got his breathing assist up on there.
Right. Yeah. Looks like he's handled a washboard for a while, eh?
Yeah.
Like the thimbles are embedded into his fingers.
Doesn't have nails, he has thimbles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to scratch your back, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guy that has continuously kept up with trad jazz musicians and bands, where they're playing and who they playing with.
Exactly.
Yeah, he knows all that.
Well, he remembers all the names. Well, I forget about half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good memory of all that stuff.
Yeah. Now he usually would send me something during the week. I never didn't get anything from him. I actually went to his Facebook page and downloaded a few things that I don't remember seeing and put them on here. So, okay. Let's see what else we got. Here's Roger with his favorite vehicle.
What a great car. What a great car.
That was so much fun to drive. Made those down in Florida. I
It
had to
looked
fly
great
down,
too.
I had to fly down there and get it.
I think he told me what kind of chassis and engine that thing was on.
I think you'd be passing people on the highway with that thing, and they didn't know what to think.
And when we drove it around New Orleans, that was a chick magnet too, I have to say.
which is, I hope they were egg-laying chicks because they can make a lot of money right now.
I think I have a picture of Tom and Kent in that uptown at a house I lived at.
Yeah, there is a picture of that, and Ed Ali's in it too, I think.
Yeah.
And a girl that nobody could recognize.
Well, I recognize it.
I don't know if I can find that picture anytime soon. Probably one of those magnetic moments. Okay, and what would the get out of here? What would the meeting be without a picture of Joel and his BBD?
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, but I still have that. Anybody has any beautiful ideas for it, they can have.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that go in the Harvard newsletter article or something?
Yeah, it should actually. It should.
Try running it up the flagpole one day.
Yeah.
Well, I remember back then, Mark Spitz was the big guy.
Oh yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
Spitz at the Olympics and all. Everybody knew who Mark Spitz was.
Oh yeah.
Don't come out with this. Timing was perfect.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back
That
even
was 1972.
70.
his daughter referenced it in one of her articles, about him, her dad.
Hmm.
Let's see what else I got here. Well, this is just a funny picture.
Yeah.
Andy Rubio, it looks like he became a munchkin or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been in Munchkin land for sure with that. Oh,
Okay,
this
here's
is, I
the
think,
Roger picture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beer does me.
Running the ladies' beer guzzling contests.
Right.
That's how I met my wife.
Yes.
She was in a beer guzzling contest, and then Dave threw her out.
You had to take care of her.
Yeah.
Still got the Confederate flag behind him. The picture was only $3, so that was definitely before I started. It was $3.25 when I got there.
And I love the sign over the lady's head, repeal prohibition.
Right.
Yeah.
Picture of Schlitz, $3.
$3.
Yeah, they were 3 1/4 while I was there.
Yeah.
$3.50 in New York.
It actually made it nice for 3 1/4 because it's easier to get tip when it's like 3 1/4. They're gonna get some silver back with that, so usually they leave something to you.
We had a great deal with Schlitz, and Budweiser kept wanting to get our account, and they wanted to take us out to dinner and everything. That didn't work out.
Yeah.
This was a promotional thing, I guess.
It's a promotional flyer.
Mhm.
Had a little stand next to our poster, and we put them at all the highways. I mean, out the hotels, out on the highway, and in town.
Yeah.
Three famous people there.
Yeah.
Who was the big tall guy? I mean, he's like tall.
The guy in the middle picture on the right.
In the middle picture, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't
Don.
know.
That's Don.
He's a tuba player, yeah.
That's Don
Because-
Brayton. He's a bass player, tuba player.
Because Lyndon Johnson was like 6'4".
That's right.
I mean,
Well, also
he was
Don
what,
Stan.
6'8" or 6'9"?
He was that tall. Yeah.
Oh.
Who's the guy,
Wow.
tall guy on the bottom right of the bottom picture?
We've never found out who that
You
was.
never found that out.
No,
Really? The guy behind Sonny?
that's
Yeah.
right.
Huh.
seen it
Nope.
shot a billion times and nobody knows who he is.
Mystery Man.
Well, he's got the YFM shirt on.
He was evidently playing at Joe the Bartender's.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a street shot from the old New York club.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, St. Louis. No.
Well, no, they just had the signs for the different
Oh,
clubs
I
hanging
see, yeah.
outside.
Ira, how many times we stood right there bullshitting on the brakes?
Oh, my God. And in the window on the right under Bill of Fare, I think the Banjo Man was in there. Remember that, Barry?
Yeah.
Banjo Man?
Yeah, that guy, dressed up as a banjo. He was a banjo player, but his arm was moving.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
That was a billboard.
Yeah, we had a billboard like that on Airline Highway.
Oh, really?
Yes,
And his arm would go up and down like this,
the first moving billboard in New Orleans. That's when you had to take Airline Highway. From
Yeah,
the
back
Airline Highway.
And that was the only way into town from the airport was go down Airline Highway. So everybody who was coming in the city would see that billboard if they came in through the airport. Yeah.
That was fun to do.
See what else I got here. Oh, this is that picture Tom put on the invite with Mike Johnson and
Who's the guy on the far left?
I think that's Bob Adams.
That was my guess,
I
but then I
lost it,
changed my
damn it.
mind.
there's Little Ira.
I lost the. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Mike Johnson. I don't know the guy on the right,
I don't either.
on top right.
Yeah.
No.
There's Peter, next to
Joan.
Joan. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe the guy was just walking by and decided to get in a picture.
Where was that picture? Where was that taken?
It.
I would bet it's one of those washboard rallies they used to have. Because Bob used to play them all the time, and you're looking at what, three washboard players.
Yeah.
That could be. Yeah, that's a good guess.
I think Tom posted it. Did that come from Mike? Tom?
No, I don't know. It could have.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just trying to find the picture with him.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to find the billboard.
I used to have a picture at Billboard. To take me. Now here's something that was on Mike's site, and I downloaded it. It was
Oh, wow.
books from the Improper Bostonian.
You don't see many of those.
I have some clear ones like that from Your Father's Mustache. On the back of it, it has all the clubs that were at the time.
But it was clear?
Yeah, I have some clear ones. I have two.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joel's sister used to manage the Improper in Boston.
Mhm. So that was like upstairs from the club, was it? Or
Yeah,
was
it was upstairs.
Yeah.
Upstairs was downstairs. And it was the same type of setting at Cape Cod when we had to move it when the original club burned down at Cape Cod.
What was the Improper Bostonian like?
It was it had one entertainer usually, a guitar. It was a sort of a cross between folk and rock music. They had the same guy. I can't think of his name now. Played there all the time. So the community knew who he was.
Was that Rocky? What's his name? What was his name? Rocky something. Play piano.
I don't know if any pictures of the Improper Bostonian. I know we had that. And here's another picture that Mike had sent in. I think I might have showed it a week or two ago, but it's coming up St. Patrick's Day, so it's appropriate. It's some of the Denver guys playing a St. Patrick's Day club Mike was on last week. He said it was a Mexican Irish restaurant.
Right.
He said something like that.
Yeah.
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 The
He's
banjo
supported.
player right in the center is Petroselli.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike's holding up the wall.
Yeah. Mike said he was holding up the wall because he had injured his leg or something, but I think he might have had too much St. Patrick's Day.
Well, when Tom and Mike came, we met him when he came to New Orleans in '73 for that Mardi Gras to help out. And then Tom and I took off and jumped in our van and we stopped in Denver for a couple of weeks. And it was St. Patty's Day. Remember, we rode the parade. I'd never seen a parade. Denver's got like the third or fourth biggest St. Patty's Day parade.
Yeah.
And so we rode the fire truck in the parade. And I thought, I'm this 20-year-old kid going, holy shit. This is fun.
When Mike came around for that Mardi Gras in '73, he was introduced not as Mike Johnson, but Fat Albert. Y'all remember
Oh,
that?
yeah. He was Fat Albert. Yeah, that's right.
He was Fat Albert. I didn't know his real name till a couple of years later.
There was another guy, Weird Harold, too.
Right.
I remember Weird Harold, but I don't remember
Yeah.
Mike introduces. Okay. Well,
Was he
Weird
from
Harold,
the Denver club?
No, the New Orleans club.
yeah.
Yeah, they came down from Denver to help out in New Orleans. So,
Is that what it was? But for a
yeah.
guy hanging around the mustache being named Weird Harold, he must have been really weird.
I mean,
Yeah,
weird,
that's a
weird
high
by-
bar to be called weird with this
Yeah.
group.
especially if it's weird by comparison too. It's like, wow. Okay.
There we go. Speaking of weird,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
He was good. Pete was good.
Yeah, it was,
Ira said he was always on.
He was
Yeah.
always on.
Well, you talked about that, Barry, in your
I
garage.
talk about it. I'm sitting here in the garage. He was staying over in a couple of nights. I'm sitting here in the garage till 2 a.m. He's performing for me, but he didn't know he was performing.
No, that was his normal self.
Yeah, I'm looking at the spot where he's standing right now behind me.
when we were in New York after the concert at Carnegie Hall, several of us went out to a bar, at wee hours of the morning, and Pete was one of them. And he was on at 3, however late the bars are open in New York. He was on.
He was always on.
Yeah.
He
all the time.
was, and the volume wasn't on low.
And
It
then
was,
he got paired up with the guy that produced the Carnegie Hall. What was the guy's name that owned the hotel?
Oh,
Joe Cicala.
Yeah,
Cicala. He was with
paired up
Kathy Goodleaf.
He got paired up with Joe Cicala. Those two together. Oh my God!
Yep.
Oh, you talk about wear you out.
That's a
Joe
lethal,
Cicala's-
that's a
He's been
lethal
gone
combo-
about 5 years now.
that's a lethal combination. Yeah.
I have a really nice long. I'm not gonna pull it up today, but a nice long speech that Joe Cicala gave when he introduced Joel. It was after the concert. He talked quite a bit about Joel and what it took to get the event there. And it was a lot of work. Now this is off the subject here. This is just a picture I found of Steve Yoakum. It's
Oh
my
yeah.
portrait of his band. It looks really cool.
Wow.
Wow.
That's where Danny plays right now.
Mason Bourbon. Yeah.
Based on
Oh, that's where
Where's that,
Danny
Barry?
plays?
yeah.
That's not Danny on tuba, though, is it?
No,
No, he plays the piano there, I think.
he plays both.
Where is that?
Mason Bourbon.
Maison Bourbon on Bourbon Street.
He's
Yeah.
from-
Oh, okay.
That's an old picture too.
Yeah. Wow.
That's Neil Understair, I think, playing the banjo.
Got a drum set in there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like somebody took an old photo and then did a oil portrait of it or something. Unless they did it with computer enhancement, it looks really cool though.
Charlie Fardello on trumpet.
Oh really?
Nice picture.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna have to let y'all go today. So
Okay, Rick.
it's been fun.
Take
Take
care,
care.
Rick.
All right,
See you
Rick.
next week.
St. Patrick's Day. Don't fall down.
Oh, don't worry.
That's right. That's right. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day coming up.
Right.
Right.
Monday.
Monday.
We did used to put some dye in the beer, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, green dye.
Yes.
Okay, so Roger, who is this?
It looks like
It's
Joe
your,
Mulaney.
That's Joe. Can't think Joe's last name. Another guy from the New York club.
Not Kenny K.
That's who it is.
Is that Kenny K?
Kenny K.
Wow.
He was also a Red Garter guy.
Yeah, he came over from the Red Garter.
There's a Slits can sitting down there.
He wound up working for John Murata.
Yeah. It's too bad they wouldn't let us drink while we're working, you know?
Really.
Yeah.
True.
They encouraged us to drink while we were working. Employee pitcher up. Okay, let's go, you know.
I remember one night, I forgot who started. Every time a bartender came to the bar, they had to take a shot of beer.
Yeah.
Just one shot. But after a while, that was done.
So, well, Tom, thank you for getting on, even though you're vacationing at the beach.
No problem.
Yeah.
Next week will be
Where are
fine.
you, Tom?
I'll be back.
Where are you?
Rehoboth. One of
Oh.
Emily's friends got a
Oh,
condo for a couple of days, so we went up there.
And where's that again?
Delaware.
Delaware.
Oh, okay.
Rehoboth
Right above
Beach.
Baltimore. It's
I'm
cold.
a
so
little
it's
off
not
of my
like
East Coast location, so. Yeah, I won't be here next week because I have finally the primary care doc that I've been trying to get. The only time I can get in to see them is at 2:00 next week, and it's an hour visit plus it's a half hour from my house. So I'll see you a week after next, guys. But it's
Well, I'm glad
it's
you got
wonderful to
that. I
talk to you.
mean,
Yeah, I'm so glad you came
pretty
in.
good to
man.
get a doctor right away.
Yeah.
Well, I made the It's it seemed like you should be able to get it within. You can see a doctor within 2 weeks, but that's it. So
What do you
that's
got?
how it is. I'm sorry. I'm getting a new primary care doc. So one who can take,
God.
who's a geriatric specialist who can help me guide my wife through Alzheimer's and stuff. So
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with all that. Not easy.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can't miss these appointments with these guys because it's months away if you have to
Oh,
reschedule.
it is. Yeah. It's especially if you get a good one. It's like
Right.
it's like a bar and a restaurant. You can't get in. You can get into the bad restaurants. You can't get into the good restaurants. Can't get
Oh,
into
yeah.
the good doctors. It's a long wait. So anyway, I got to go. I got to go feed some.
Good luck with
someone.
that.
But
Good luck
you
to
guys,
you.
happy St.
brother.
Patty's Day.
Happy St.
and we'll
Patrick's
see
Day.
St. Patrick's
That's
Day.
right.
Yeah, in
My
fact, my
bride being
relative-
Irish, so
Yeah, my Irish relatives are visiting in from New Orleans. He likes to stay in the backyard. His name is Patio Furniture.
Hey, how's Mike Johnson doing? Anybody hear anything?
yeah, I talked to Mike Monday and Tuesday, and I was going to go see him on Monday, and he wasn't. He had a home visit from a home visit nurse, and I talked to him Tuesday, and we were going to try to get together on Wednesday, and he wasn't feeling up to it, so he's feeling pretty poorly, but still kicking. So
Well, hopefully he'll be here next week.
Yeah,
Yep. he hopes to be here today, but he obviously he said that his breath is real hard. He said he hoped to do it 10 or 15 minutes today, but wasn't able to. So anyway, hell of a guy.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
yeah. Okay, Mike, if you're
Right.
watching, we hope you see us next week. Okay, guy. All right.
We're
All right,
on for
see you
next
guys.
week, right? Next
Oh, yeah.
week.
I got to run.
Okay,
Okay,
Tom.
thanks, Ken.
Okay.
Take
Okay,
care.
bye.
See you later.
Be well.
Okay.
We're on for next week?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah.
I'll be here next week.
Oh, we don't care about you.
Thank you.
You say the sweetest things, Ira.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's
Gotta keep your sense of humor.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
See you all next
Okay,
week.
Barry, say hi to Dottie for me.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell her we all said hi.
I'll
And
do
Danny,
that.
get Danny on here.
I try.
Once in a while, maybe.
I'm having lunch with Danny next Friday.
Yeah.
We're going to the oyster place. What is it?
Dragos.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Once a month, a bunch of theater folks get together and have lunch, and he's involved with the group, so we see him. But yeah, he says he wants to get on, but he doesn't ever do it.
This is not Danny's thing, he said to me.
Mhm.
But it's a shame he has a lot to contribute. So. And his sister too is always there too. So
Julie.
yeah. Okay, guys.
All right.
Okay,
talk to you next
everybody.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Be well, everybody. See you next